Hey guys, Tim here from Boogie Snail Mastering. Hope you're having a very great day. So in this video I'm mastering a techno track completely in the box. So I'm covering some fundamental tools, mastering techniques you may apply when mastering your own tracks in this genre. So before we start, please remember, if you have a mix that you need mastered, request a quote at BSMastering.com and receive 50% of your first order. I would also very much appreciate, guys, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell to support my channel. It helps me to bring more videos. And now, let's get started. Firstly, there are no hard and fast rules to mastering techno, as there are no rules to mastering any genre. Today I'm gonna master this modern electronic techno track with a synth, melody, punch, bass and groovy beats. First, let's have a listen to a part of this track before I start mastering processing. First, I start with MS EQing. For this purpose, I'm using Mat Orange EQ, and I start with mid-channel. I make a low cut at 20 Hz and take care of this very low end rumble, which doesn't really add anything to this track. And then I apply a low cut on this side portion at around 90 Hz, because I definitely want to have less low end on the sides, especially below 90 Hz. This helps focus the low end on only the mono channel for a tighter low end. And there are two reasons for this. One is the fact that our hearing can't really tell information below 90 Hz or so, and this low cut on the sides gives us more headroom and more clarity. Secondly, by reducing this low end from the sides, we are actually reducing the chances of phase issues, which are actually quite likely because lower frequencies have longer waveforms, and longer waveforms are more likely to have phase issues. And these two low cuts seem like very simple moves, but they are very important. Next, because this track contains muddy qualities and it is the result of excessive content within the 140, 380-ish region, I cut some annoying resonances in this area in mid channel. I reduced the level to around about 2.5 ish dB and set the Q to 15. And now let's AB this track with pre and post the Smart Orange EQ processing. Next, I use an additive EQing, and for this purpose I use pulsar audio massive to make a gentle depth enlarger, so to say, and I use it also in MS mode. Please have a look at my settings on the screen, and with this setting the track is sounding bigger, deeper and clearer. So now let's AB this track with pre and post this pulsar massive EQing processing. Now, the low end is smoother, but it is still not as solid as I would like it to be. Therefore, I use a multi-band compressor TC Electronic MD4 HD. I set the ratio 2:1, attack at 100 milliseconds and release at 100 milliseconds too, and lower the threshold until about 1-2 dB of gain reduction is achieved. And it is compressing only the lowest band. Now let's AB this track with pre and post this TC Electronic multiband processing. Next, I add an instance of Unison Mastering Compressor from Tone project to enhance the danceability, so to say, of this track, and I use it in parallel compression mode. My aim is to add the intensity of compression, but without any damage to the transient energy of the mix. In this case, it is important not to be subtle and to really attack the transients of the mix. A good setting, therefore, would be 4:1 ratio with a fast attack and medium release. I aim for some deliberate transient reduction, a good dose of additional level, and a release time that restores itself across the beat. I set the sidechain filter to 100 Hz to avoid pumping on the kick. This parallel compression is a mojo enhancing tool for this techno track. Now let's AB this track with this type of compression. Next, I add some flavor and some harmonics and richness to the sound. For this task, I use Aroma from Ploytech, and the reason I like Aroma so much is that it's so flexible. There's so much I can do with it, and it sounds awesome. I add sugar and it adds bigness. It helps the low mid to glow. And I add pepper. It adds a sense of mid-range bite. And I add some sugar and pepper to this side. It creates a sense of fatness and enhances the low mid on the side without sounding equalized, with a more natural and cohesive feel. This MS mode gives a nice stereo width for the whole track. Now let's A/B this track with pre and post this harmonic enhancement. Finally, I wrap it up by adding an instance of new Slate Digital FGX2 Limited to drive everything and make everything louder and bring the track up to a commercial level. It is a very flexible limiter, especially with its advanced features. And the most important thing to remember about techno when mastering is how easy it is to distort the master. What I know for sure that it is important to control the dynamics so that when the limiting does occur, I'm not truncating the kick, bass, hi-hat or snare. And now let's make the final A/B in between original and mastered versions.